Hello. Today is October 26, 2019. Hope you're doing well. Um, Today we're gonna talk about challenges. And it seems like there's always challenges though, right? But sometimes it feels like they're kind of piled on top of one another. Like, good Lord, could I have any more on my plate to have to deal with, to have to get through, to have to work out? And sometimes sometimes in life when it gets that way, where it just feels like there's just a lot of weight on us, we may start to feel, well, we could feel different ways, respond different ways to the experience. But hopefully in this post we'll be able to offer something helpful. Personally, per usual, this is being made because of something that I'm learning right now, so I want to share with you. For a little while now, my perspective on this has been on me. I'm just going to say it point blank. And because the way we exist here is as individual beings, people, human beings walking around. And when there are different situations playing out that are challenging or difficult, that person, you feel it on your person. And so we can take it personally. And I have been, just feeling like, my questions were, how much more can I take? Why are all these things happening to me right now? Me and I, and this kind of thing. And it just occurred to me that there's a really huge component to the scenarios that are playing out, that they're there, they're big as day, they're huge, and the component is not me, and it's not I, and it's not, why is this happening to me, kind of a thing. It is that for many of us, we are in situations because we can assist, because in some way, shape, or form, we are in a situation where we can actually bring something positive to it. It's just like, if you kind of pan out and look down at the whole picture, instead of just focusing on me, pan out, you can see, oh wait, maybe my perspective was so personal, where we don't like to say should have been, but that wasn't helping anything. Maybe the perspective will be more beneficial if it is, what can I bring to the table in these situations that's going to be helpful? Or what, another question we could ask is, what is this calling on me to become? How is this calling upon me to stretch myself further than I've been stretched before? What nuances of lessons that I thought I learned already have kind of haven't really been polished, so to speak. There are aspects of things that I've worked on that still could be worked more, and not for the purpose of the only purpose is to become who we truly are. It's not to become something that the ego can pat itself on the back for. But we can, if we look at it in that way, if there are other players, which often there are, in these situations, okay, instead of having this black and white mentality of, okay, that's the bad guy and I'm the good guy, and let me try to work this out, realizing that that person or that situation or that scenario, whatever is happening, instead of being so simple-minded like that and just make ourselves the positive and the other thing is the negative. No, instead of doing that, really seeing, what can I offer to this, to myself, for my own growth, and for the situation itself. I hope this is making sense. But these are the things that are kind of coming to me right now as I speak. Just because, for one thing, the other mindset of being a victim, basically, or being the positive in the situation, where the other thing is the negative, that is a form of judgment. As much as we talk on here about judging being stupid and we shouldn't be judging, in a subtle way, in a not so upfront in your face way, it is a form of judgment to go into a situation thinking that you realize that some other thing is wrong and that you are right on any level. We can sugarcoat that too. Oh, people are just ignorant and da 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 da. But I'm not ignorant. I'm all knowing. I've got my shit together. So clearly, the problem lies with the other thing. You see, those are not helpful. The energy of that, which is something we speak about also the energy of that, the foundation, the starting point. If it's that's not a good starting point. That I'm in the right and whatever is going on is in the wrong. Because the reality is that, I don't even know if I should open this can of worms, but everything's neutral. You see, and actually we can't open that can of worms, because that's the whole point of this post, is that we need not go into situations from that point of view. You see, it's about, when you change the way that you look at things, the things that you look at change, right? Wayne Dyer, and others along the way have made similar observations to that effect. But it's not the situation. If we go in the situation with this predetermined idea about it already, what else can it be? That's always what it's going to be. I'm the victim. I'm in the right. I am a, whatever little idea you want to attach to it. You see, but that's starting out on the wrong foot. And so, you know, for many of us, if you're listening to this, this may include you as well. We feel like, you know what, it's not good enough. It's not good enough to just eke out a living in this place and not bring something to the table to bring in the love, basically, where it is lacking. It's not enough to just try to get for one's own self, or one's own selfish, you know, whatever is around us, our friends and our family. Okay, if my friends and my family and myself, we're good, that's all I care about. Many of us, it just feels like, no, it's not even about righteous. It's just, that doesn't feel good enough. That's part of the freaking reason why we're in this mess right now is, we're just, so many of us, we close off, and it's just, you closed off. And then there's the rest of the world, and let them kind of get through it however they're going to get through it, as long as me and mine are good. All right, whatever that might mean. But it's just, many of us feel like it's time to, we're part of this scene. We are the world. We're not looking at the world as a detached, separate something looking in from the outside. We're in it. We're of it. And so when we're in challenging situations, to realize, okay, I'm in the mix here. I'm in the mix, and not separate myself out in the mix as whatever, some predetermined idea about it. Just to look and say, okay, what can I bring? What is this an opportunity to bring? Or if it's a case of, it's involving other people. And, and again, the situation is it feels hard, it feels heavy. It's a challenge. Instead of a battle, instead of this tug of war, or this separation, this or that. It's got to be black or white. No, some kind of a unity consciousness, I guess. Sounds kind of hokey, but some way of bringing something to it that's going to benefit the situation. And that is much more important than bringing something to the situation just to get me by, just to, this survival mentality, which it doesn't seem to really, it may serve some purpose in some moments, but, and this is just my own present experience speaking here, where I am right now is, okay, that's not working, and it hasn't worked for a while. So the next question is, what's the bigger picture beyond this little egoic dot referred to as myself? What else is going on? And how can love make something of this? Also, if it's a situation with other people, are they suffering? Is what I'm experiencing just a scratch on the surface of feeling whatever they're experiencing? Because oftentimes when they're not in a good place, they don't have good things to bring and to share with you. And that stings, that can hurt. But if that little whatever stung me or hurt on some level, well then what did that come from? If it came from another person, could it be that that other person is going through it and we just got a little taste of it? What if it's something they're experiencing and it's ongoing and we just get we just have the pleasure of experiencing of it, you know, maybe a few times a day, a few times a week, whatever it is. What if this is something they're carrying and it's heavy? What if the reason we were put in the situation is somehow to bring love to it for them? But if we're just focused on, well, why is this happening to me? And me, are we even going to see that? That it maybe, we're not saying always, but maybe it's a situation where, if we are in that place where it's like, you know what, I want to help the cause, I want to be a soldier for bringing in the good stuff. Well, then maybe you're in that situation to bring in some good stuff for the other person or the situation beyond your own personal perceived wants, needs, or desires. So, anyway, that's it. Hope that made sense. But yeah, when we're dealing with basically life situations, sometimes it's good to step back and consider how we're looking at situations. From what perspective am I seeing this? You see. And I was listening to, I can't make this too much longer, but anyway, recently I was listening to another post. Someone else was talking about when we're motivated by love, the things that we do, it makes all the difference in the world, you see. And when we're motivated by our own selfish desires being satisfied, then that's quite a different thing. And that's not to say that we shouldn't have, that we don't have wants and needs and desires, but it's sometimes, anyway, blah 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 blah. It's just a matter of really being open to looking at how we're looking at the situations that we're dealing with, or not even, we don't say dealing with, because that sounds like, oh, poor me again. Why am I dealing with this? The situations that we find ourselves in, the picture that we find ourselves in at this moment, just looking at them, say, what if I stand over here and look at it from this perspective? Yeah. But anyway, that's it. I hope that this has been helpful for someone, as we said at the outset. And as always, we want to wish you so much love. Bye.